This is the big thing. And if you're kind of thinking of it slow, the same way you might have looked at other trends, and you're not freaking out trying to figure out how to get into the early stage, broad bets across multiple AI kind of changes, I think you're missing the boat.
Hi, my name is Eric Baxley. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer at Nobody Studios. Today, I'm really happy to be joined by Mark McNally, CEO of Nobody Studios. We teamed up early in our careers in Silicon Valley, had a lot of fun together, partnering, getting our two companies to work together. Once again, I'm really happy to have Mark here today. Mark, why now? Why co-found with Nobody Studios? Why invest in Nobody Studios? Why be a partner? Why now with Nobody Studios?
Yeah. Well, I really wholeheartedly believe this. Anybody I'm talking to, like, if you don't do something with us, find somebody like us, right? I'm so convinced of this market, and I've got a lot of experience, a lot of scars. I've had enough successes to have some credibility. But at the end of the day, I think a lot of times in different trends, you and I have been doing this for a long time in the tech space. I've been a part of some big trends, but I've also missed some, right? I'm sure you have the same idea. I've missed a few opportunities to be part of some big companies, right? And I'm like, oh gosh, I wonder why I missed that. Oh well, you win some, you lose some. This isn't one of those win some or lose some moments. This is one of those you're in or you're out in the next 5 years. And if from the outside looking in, you're gonna be like, how did I miss that? Like, it's not one of 25 things and you picked one thing. This is the big thing. And if you're kind of thinking of it slow, the same way you might have looked at other trends, and you're not freaking out trying to figure out how to get into the early stage, broad bets across multiple AI kind of changes, I think you're missing the boat. So it doesn't have to be us, but you're going to need to be talking to someone who's talking like us.
That's right. And I always try to sum up in a few sentences to my friends who are very curious what I'm doing here with you, Mark, is I just mentioned, like we discussed, right? AI revolution, it's moving fast, unprecedented speed, biggest wealth creation event ever. And we're purpose built for that, right? We're experienced founders building companies ourselves from day zero, right? The precise point where the greatest value, we talked about that earlier, the greatest value shift has now moved to earlier in the process. And we're creating 100 AI companies over the next 5 years to do this. So definitely exciting times here in the studio, Mark. Thank you so much for joining me today. And we're going to be having regular updates. Any final words you want to share before we close out?
You know, I just think it's a really exciting time to be living as a human, as a creator, as an investor. It's got its share of scary times as well, but I just think you got to lean into this moment, and you got to figure out what you can do to be a part of it, to affect change, to take some emerging technologies and either steer it towards something you're passionate about, accomplish a goal you cared about. Like, it's a time to embrace what's going on. And we're, one of the reasons why we built this, why I built it, and why a lot of other people joined, including yourself, is I am wired, and I always said my eclectic career in the first 30 years gets a chance to make sense right now because of the speed and how fast so many different things are changing. And it's not for everybody to lean into it, but it's going to affect your world one way or the other. And again, if you're an investor, creator, builder, now's the time to figure out how to swing big.
Now is the time indeed. Hey, Mark, thanks so much for joining me today, and we're going to close it out. Thanks.